Hello friends, welcome to another reading vlog. So by the title you can tell that this is another reading vlog that I'm going to do, and also by my intro, but I'm really excited for this one. I'm filming this on the first day of fall, so I thought what better way to start off fall by doing a sad girl autumn reading vlog. So I thought, you know what, I've heard so many good things about these books and I thought I would get my reaction to reading them because I hear that they are really emotional and really sad. So I'm like, okay, let me see if it lives up to the hype. And I got the 3 books that I'll be reading in this reading vlog here. They're all very sad and emotional, I hear, and I can't wait for that. And Sad Girl Autumn sounds like the perfect time to read sad fall books down, so we can talk about the 3 books that I have on my reading list. So are you good? I have a window right there and a ring light right there, so hopefully the lighting is okay. Let's zoom you in a little bit. Okay, that seems like a good angle. So I have these 3 books right here. We have Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. I've read a few Colleen Hoover books and I know they are emotional, so hopefully this one is as well. We have Archer's Voice, and I can't wait to hear about this. I heard on TikTok that you just should go in blind and it's amazing, and can't wait. And then 1,000 Boy Kisses breaks your heart and makes you sob like a baby. I'm going to start, I think, with Reminders of Him, Archer's Voice, and then 1,000 Boy Kisses. So I don't know if I should be wearing makeup in this video because I'm probably gonna cry it all away. Hopefully my heart isn't too cold that these don't like make me not cry. I'm an easily emotional person, so they probably will, and probably I'll get mascara all over the place if I'm wearing it like I am today. Hopefully just starting with Reminders of Him isn't too sad right off the bat, because I'm gonna start it here in a few minutes, and I thought I would just take you along with the journey of that. The last book that I really cried to was If I Stay by Gail Foreman, I believe. I looked on my Goodreads and it says I read it back in like 2014. Let's see all my emotions in this video, shall we? Let's go. So here we go, the first book, Reminders of Him. Let me go get my iPad so I can log it on my Goodreads. Here we have my Goodreads account. I'll link it down below, but let's go to want to read. No, I have to search for it because I don't know when I added it. So Reminders, I don't really have, there we go. Okay, and I love this part. We are going to put currently reading and then press done. I'm looking through the screen, so yeah, there we go. Let's close this advertisement. We are reading this book starting now. It is, what is it, 4:55 at Friday, September 23rd. So there we go. Let's start reading. So I could just get up on my bed instead of here on my floor, but I do have a nice pillow right here, so I'm just gonna lean back and start reading. So let's go. Chapter 1, Reminders of Him. And then this book is for Tessara. I guess that's how you say it. I can never pronounce things, and that's why I don't like reviewing books too much, because sometimes I can't pronounce the names. So Kenna, is that how you say that? So let's start it. Read chapter 1, now I'm on chapter 2, and it's dual point of view, so we have the guys next, but I'm going to stop for now because I have to go to Target to pick up some groceries. So yeah, I also read in the dark. I have a new reading light that I got off of Amazon. It's up there, so I'll probably have to show you in this vlog, but I'm just going to attach it to my book, and you're probably not going to see a reaction until I have like a proper reaction. So if anything gets interesting, I'll turn on the camera and vlog. I'm back on my bed now. Before I go, thought I would show you my light. So yeah, this is what it looks like. Long way. So it has 3 different settings. It's really cool. So you can like change the color and the brightness. So, and then this is just like the color. So yeah, and that's how it like charges. You just plug it in, you take this off, and it's a USB, which is so cool. So got that off Amazon. I have my clear sticky notes, my tabs, highlighters for my clear sticky notes, and then a pen, and the bookmark that I'm using is just that one. So yeah, that is my reading setup and supplies that I'll use. After I got home last night and relaxed a bit, I started reading from chapter 2 all the way to 29, and so far I'm really liking it. It is a bit emotional, but it wasn't worth reacting to, and it was dark in my room. But I did get a little emotional at one part. I didn't cry, but it like I could feel it in my chest that it was like really heavy. I'm not gonna spoil it obviously what happened, but I did feel like that kind of emotion, but not crying yet. So I haven't cried yet to this book. So far it is not making me cry, which is kind of a good thing. I just wanted to tell you about that, and I'll give a little bit more of an update. I probably will finish it. I have that much left, so yeah, I'll just catch you later with another reading update. So while I was filming my TikToks, I forgot that I could probably listen to my record player while reading. I know Red by Taylor Swift is like a good fall album. I have both versions. This is the old stolen version, and then I have the new one up there, and then I also have Folklore and Evermore, so those I can spin on my record player while reading to set like the fall mood. So yeah, I have all the Taylor Swift albums. Yes, I ordered the new vinyl. I love that there's a playlist. I definitely have to check it out, and there's some cool songs on here. So that officially ends Reminders of Him. I finished it. So that was me finishing the book. I didn't cry like I think. I mean, I teared up a little bit, but it wasn't too emotional. I felt it, but it wasn't cry worthy. But it was still a good book. I'm going to rate it on Goodreads now. I think I give it a 4 stars. Didn't take me too long to read this one. The chapters were pretty short, and I really liked it. So yeah, that was like my mini review of this book. What made the ending good was I put on Taylor Swift's Sad album instead, so it made it a little bit more like moody and stuff. Officially finished 550 on Saturday, September 24th. So yay, finished Reminders of Him. Now to my next book. So now that I've finished Reminders of Him, we're moving on to the next sad book that I'm going to read for this reading vlog, which is Archer's Voice by Sheridan. Can't wait to start it. It's a little bit thicker than Reminders of Him, so this might take me a little longer, but I'm excited to start it. So let me mark it on my Goodreads and we can begin. Here's the start date for this book, so let's read Archer's Voice. Hello everyone, it is the next day and we're gonna continue reading Archer's Voice. I have it right here beside me. I'm on chapter 28 it looks like, and I'm 84% done with this book, so of course I'm gonna finish it this afternoon. So I'm so excited. So far it has not made me emotional whatsoever. Like I can feel the emotion, but it's not like sad. It's a really good book though. I'm loving this so far. Like I can't put it down. I keep on like going back to it. So yeah, I can't wait to finish it. Maybe the ending will be sad. I don't know yet, but it's turning out to be such a good book. I've heard amazing reviews about it, and it really is living up to the hype. So I have that much left. I also made some strawberry milk to drink with it, so my heart cup, yep, it's strawberry milk. I've been having an obsession with strawberry milk lately, so I'm gonna drink that while I finish reading my book, and then I'll give you a few of my thoughts afterwards. This book, I love this book. I can see why it's so hyped up. Oh, so I didn't really cry too much, but I did shed a few tears. I kind of regret what I said like the last clip where I was like, oh, it's not too emotional, I'm fine. Nope, it changed my mind. It was so good. I love Archer and Bree, and I usually go back and forth with my ratings. Is it a 3-star? Is it a 4-star? I've been doing that lately with a few of the books, but this is a 5-star. I get it, why it's so popular. Oh, I just want to protect Archer with all my heart. Like, the story was so good. I loved it. I love this book. I'm so glad that I read it. Oh, I want to reread it now. And I went in and tabbed some of my favorite parts in the end because I'm like, I need to like remember some of the moments, and I loved it. 5 stars, definitely. So let's input it in my Goodreads, and then we can start 1,000 Boy Kisses, which is going to be the last book I read in this reading vlog. So this is when I finish the book. So I've been doing pretty good and having a good successful weekend reading session, I guess. Now we move on to 1,000 Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. Can't wait to dive into this one. Let me start it on my Goodreads, and then I can start chapter 1. So let's start this book around this time. Let's go. So I'm already halfway through chapter 1, and I'm already tearing up because I was, I think, the same age when my dad's mom was in the hospital and she was really sick, and I remember how Poppy was feeling and like confused. Why was everyone sad? I don't get it. And yeah, what's funny is my dad filmed like his mom's like last days and funeral, and we found the tape, and he was watching it like 3 weeks ago or something like that. And I remember walking in, I'm like, oh, I remember that. And yeah, so I'm already tearing up. Why? Like, maybe because I relate to it, but I can see why people say this is sad because I'm already like tearing up. So yeah, it's pretty good so far, and I'm only halfway through the first chapter and I'm already sad. So maybe this will be my emotional breakdown book, because the last two were sad, but they weren't like, they didn't push me over the edge where I was like bawling sad. So maybe this will do it. Let's see. It is the next day. I read a lot overnight. I got to 84%, and yes, this book is really sad. It really took me out. I tried to film my reactions the best that I could, and this is what I got. I did start crying. I had to cut some of it out because I was like, my snot was getting everywhere. I know that's disgusting, but there were some wholesome moments, there were some sad moments. It was really good. As soon as I got to the part where she mentions if I could fly, I knew I had to turn on my record player and play Made in the AM. I have it on vinyl. It sounds amazing on vinyl. So I sat there reading that chapter with the One Direction album in the background. It made it even more sad. I loved it, and I really added to the emotions. But from then on, it like got sadder and sadder, and I just sat there like, really, you're doing this to me. So yes, this book is very emotional. I did enjoy reading it. You have my reaction of me reacting to all the parts. Hopefully this isn't a spoiler, but it's just a sad book, and I just sat there reading it. I really enjoyed it, and as soon as it said the end, I'm like, oh, okay. It was a good ending though, so that was good, and I really enjoyed it. So have to update my Goodreads. Gave it a 5 stars because it was such a good book, and I had to like stop afterwards and not give an intro because I just wanted to take my time. I didn't film anything after I got done finishing the book. I just put it away in my bookshelf, and now I'm recording this part. Hello, so let's wrap up this sad girl autumn reading vlog that I did. I read 3 books and I really enjoyed it. So I spent the whole weekend reading these 3 books, which coincidentally are all blue, which is fun, and that's why I wore blue today. So yeah, let's talk about each one. Hopefully this is going to be a spoiler-free vlog where I didn't spoil anything, but be warned if I did. I don't know. I haven't edited the footage that I shot yet. So I got the 3 books here. Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover, Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan, and A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. I think we should start with reminders of him. I think I did a pretty good overview and like review of each book earlier, but I'm just going to wrap up my thoughts. I gave this a 4-star rating and it was pretty good. I loved the storyline. So Kenna Rowan went to prison and then she got out and is trying to get custody or just see her daughter, I think. And she meets up with Ledger and he is in her daughter's life, and a series of events happen and you just follow her story, and it is a bit emotional. It wasn't like crying worthy for me, at least. Like, I felt sad for her and like the emotion of it, but it wasn't like to get anything out of me. So yeah, I highly recommend this book. It was great. So that was like my mini book review about this. Hopefully I'm getting better at book reviews. Next book we have Archer's Voice, and I gave this a 5 stars because this was really worth the hype. I heard so many good things about this book, like you should read it, and I did, and I can see why. I just love Archer and Bree and just the small town vibe of it all. Everything about this book was perfect. The setting, the characters, there was a lot of trauma involved, so if you like are triggered by that, you should like look up this book and see if it's for you. But I just loved it. I definitely will reread it again in the future because it was such a good story. Like, I don't reread books too often, so for me to say that is pretty big. So yes, love this book. Highly recommend you read this one. Last book we have is A Thousand Boy Kisses, and the rumors are true. This is an emotional roller coaster. It will make you cry. It made me cry, and I did like cry in this video and my reaction to this book, but I feel like it would be 10 times worse if I just read it by myself with no cameras in my room in the dark. It would have hit me a lot harder. Even though you saw me like crying and it was really emotional, I feel like it would be 10 times more that if I just did it on my own. Maybe I knew there was a camera and I was reacting to something, but it's not like my reaction wasn't genuine. But I feel like reading it at night by yourself when you're just very emotional as it is, it would hit you harder. I remember when I read books like that and did it in the dark, that's when like emotion took over. And yeah, so if you need a good cry, this book is it. I love Poppy and Rune, so I can't really pronounce the R, so I'm hopefully saying Rune correctly. And Poppy is just, she's so sweet, and her optimism, and I dressed up like her. She always had a white bow in her hair and a bun, so I kind of like recreated that because I felt like it was part of the story, and you know me, I love bows, so I had to do it in honor of her. Can I mention the playlist in this book was like my favorite thing ever. I love One Direction. I love Little Mix. I put on both my One Direction and Little Mix vinyls while reading this, and it made it so much more emotional. I have Made in the AM on vinyl, and it's a sad album, but putting it with this story and like hearing it on vinyl with the crisp and the pop and the sound effects of a vinyl, just I love it. I highly recommend, if you have a record player, read this book while listening to it, while listening to Made in the AM. She had other like songs in here for it, not besides Little Mix and One Direction, but I love these One Direction songs, and it's just so good. I remember I wrote a book in like 2016 for NaNoWriMo, and it had the Made in the AM album and Get Weird album coincide with the story, and it just reminded me of that. So we have the other artists here, but Little Mix song, Secret Love Song, was so good. I love Secret Love Song, I Love You, and it just, I found that I have I Love You by Little Mix on vinyl, and I listened to it and love it. So my love for books and vinyl came out with this book, and the emotions of it made it 100 times better. So I just had to mention it because it was one of my favorite parts of the book. I gave this book 5 stars, highly recommend it. You pick it up if you want an emotional read. And those were my thoughts of everything about this book. There you have it. Those are all 3 books that I read for this reading vlog. It was definitely the perfect like fall reads, and if you wanted to get emotional, these are definitely for you. So highly recommend all of them. I am going to go now. I'm going to start on my spooky reading list now. So another emotion I'm going to be feeling is scared, which is fun. So stay tuned for that reading vlog. And I think that is it for this video. I will link all 3 books as well as anything that I mentioned in this video, plus all my social media links, my TikTok and my Instagram if you want to follow me anywhere else here on the internet. I do hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye everyone!